Little Marty, who I understand is your campaign super weapon according to your wife. We were talking beforehand about the importance of getting our kids involved. And my dad got me involved in politics when I was 5 years old. I think for the same reasons you've taken your child, because one, you want them to learn and see and be involved, but also for the very real purpose that sometimes it's easier to get someone to open the door for you if you've got a baby or a kid on your arm. That works for you, and it worked for my dad. When eventually he became the first Latino committeeman, I had kind of tagged along with him from age 5 all the way up to his election and afterwards. So I've been involved in this process of politics and government for a long time, 45 years to be exact. And I have only supported individuals who I feel are public servants. And many of you who know me know that I make an important distinction between a politician and a public servant. Politicians are those people that want to get involved in the political and the governmental process for a personal interest. And they're folks who end up thriving on government as opposed to using government to make the community thrive. Those latter people I consider public servants. These are people who don't need to go into politics or government to earn a living. In fact, quite the opposite. Oftentimes they give up professions, they give up businesses, they take pay cuts, they turn in their personal private lives to live in a fishbowl, but they do it because they want to make a difference in their community. And that's who Martin Arteaga is. Not just now, but as Juan says, you know, I know him a couple years less than Juan, but not that much, you know, about 13 years when I decided I was going to run for Congress, for many of the same reasons that Martin is now running for alderman in the 23rd Ward. And I needed to create an organization of like-minded people to help me run this campaign, and hopefully win, although I didn't. It had nothing to do with Juan and Martin's efforts, because they put in the best efforts they could. But I remember posting something at DePaul University, which was my alma mater, and indicating we were hiring for some positions in the campaign. And lo and behold, Martin Arteaga comes and applies for the position of field director. And I remember the day that Angel Gomez and I interviewed you, and I thought, wow, this guy is great. He's energetic, he's passionate. He had a mission to get other young people involved. People younger than him, or to me, he was a young person, he still is. And it is because of his efforts that we were able to get folks like Juan Morado involved in the campaign. And one of the proudest things about my campaign was the intern program that Martin created, not only for college students, but also for high school students, and brought a lot of young people into the process of government and public service. Folks who now ended up at positions like the governor's office, folks who are in all sorts of positions, some of our colleagues even running for alderman and other positions, I think, as well. So that was I get credit for that, but that was all Martin Arteaga. He worked hard, he created a campaign structure, he impassioned young people, and after the election, which I didn't win, Martin continued on with that same mission, to stay involved in his community, to become an entrepreneur, to become a father and a husband, all of these important things. He could stay in his business and no doubt become a millionaire at some point doing the things he wants to do entrepreneurially, but he's making a choice here. He's making a choice to go back into the community that he's from and give back in a way that, yeah, it's personal sacrifice, but I'm sure he doesn't view it as that. He views it as a contribution, as an obligation. And I was talking to my son, my 11-year-old, this afternoon. I was late here because I had to take him to an audition. He's a little actor. And afterwards, I took him to get a quick bite to eat. So I said, Mijo, I'm going to be going to this event tonight. He wasn't born when I ran. It was Nez who was born in the campaign. But I told him who you were. He said, well, tell me about him. So I said, Mijo, I'm going to say a few words. What should I say? Because I want him to start learning how to maybe one day get up and make a speech himself. He said, well, tell me about Martin. So I told him all the things that you were talking about earlier. How he's really done these great things personally, professionally, and in the community, and how he helped me in my campaign, and this is why he's running for alderman, to try to make the community better around. Where's the neighborhood, Dad? I go around Midway Airport. He goes, oh yeah, that area really does need help. and I said, well, what would you say? And he said, Dad, and he asked about your family. He says, we've got a son who's about 1 year old. He said, okay, well, Dad, this is what I would say. I think Martin should be elected because he will do for the community what he's going to do for his son. He's going to raise it up to be healthy and strong. And that's exactly right. You are working to make the community of the 23rd Ward healthy and strong. Not just for you, not just for Latinos, but for all residents of that community. And that is the kind of change all of us want to see in government and politics. So I'm really proud to help you and support you. and I'm very proud that you decided to put your hat in the ring.
Thank you.
Thanks.